Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So we want to present our problem based task 2 DFC40203 ethical hacking. So first of all, I want to go to introduction. So in this assessment, we will interpret the machine named Hetsudo by to over. So the instruction has been given on the question that I give to our team. So all that we need is download the file by a link and set up the machine. So it has disclaimer early to set TOE into host only adapter to run the machine. So on this momentum, it's concept that this capture the flag CTF. So focus on Linux privilege escape technique. So the goal of CTF is we need to gain to root access the target machine and read the flag file. So we go through to the step by step. So for the process one, change the machine into host only adapt. So right now, the machine is installed on a virtual box, but when we start the machine, there is a error will occur and be a pop-up. This error means that the network adapted to real text. So do not exit this machine because we need to change the adapter to host only adapter. Right now, we need to click the change to go to the change network setting, and the Windows will show the network. So right now, you can see that the machine that we used to brigade adapter. So we want to change the adapter. So we click to the bridge adapter and change to the host only adapter. Then just click the OK button. Next, I will go to the difference between the bridge adapter and host only adapter. For the brigade adapter, this means that use a VM to communicate with other host machine and go to the other machine. So for the host only adapter, this means that the VMs are restricted or can just only communicate with the host machine only.
Thanks again for the presentation about the first part. Before we continue, let me introduce myself. My name is Mohd Amin. My batch number is 25DDT22 F1113. Okay, for this process, we will continue to the section about how do we capture the IP address. First, we must know that we use the IP address using the command IPA or ifconfig to get the Kali's IP. I mean, see here that our Kali IP address is 192.168.56.101, and then we want to capture the TOE of the IP address of TOE. Here, we want to emphasize that how we know the TOE IP address is just when we use the command nmap svao and put the IP address, we can get the actual result that we want. After we know the actual IP address of the TOE via nmap, we can see that there are three ports that are open on the TOE machine, which is the 21 is TCP port, 21 TCP is actually the FTP port, 22 SSH using the server Debian, next the AD, which is the HTTP ports. Right now is the process 3 is we try to enumerate the FTP port using the command FTP and the next is the IP address of the machine. Looks like we cannot see anything interesting about the port, and then we try another port. Next up, we try to enumerate about the HTTP port, because the SSH port that we cannot see anything about it, so we could skip to the HTTP port using the databuster and find any utility. First, about the HTTP port, we go to the website, to the browsing, and type the IP address of it, and we can see that the website which is a hexadecimal. On this process, we using the DIRB or DIP or Diskbuster utility tools to find any sort of directory that we can any directory, secret directory on the website. What we know is Diskbuster is just a utility that using the brute force to enumerate any sort of link or directories that have any vulnerability of the website. Using the directory list 2.3 small.txt. I just want to say why we use the small 2.3 small.txt on to the Dirbuster, because as you can see here, there are a list of common using directory that used by the website developer. On here, you can see that the common directories used by the developer can make we easily to find, to locate the actual directories. Next up, just closing the Dirbuster, and as you can see here, there are several uh, directories that Dirbuster have just formed. What are the interesting about the directories that we find is the CGI bin directory. Why does we use the CGI bin directory? Because the CGI stands for Common Gateway Interface, that way for web server interact with external content generating programs. That is simple terms, CGI brings a toolbox on a server where it script to do more interaction stuff on the website. So which means that CGI bin is directory that direct to the server. So we're using the CGI bin so we can try to exploit using CGI directory.
Thank you, Amin, for the explanation. Now I will be presenting about my part, which is process 5, exploiting shell shock vulnerability through Metasploit framework. First, we enter search shell shock, and to do that we open MSF console and type search shell shock, and then we want the option 1, so we need to type use 1. Then we enter the command show options to show any requirement that the script needs. Next, we need to set rhost and lhost. Rhost, which is for TOEIP, and lhost for kali IP address. Then we enter set target URI /CGI bin /shell sh. Then we enter the command exploit. At the end, we got a message that meterpreter session had been opened, which we had exploit the machine. Right now, we must enumerate our flag, which means proof.txt. We enter the command. ID command is to check the current user privilege and found a limited shell. Who am I is to know the current account. ls tag l to display the content including permission user access. Then after that, we enter the command python taxi import pty.spawn bin /bash to spawn a bash shell for better control. In simpler terms, this command is used to spawn a new bash shell from within Python. Often, to create a more interactive shell environment, this can be useful in situations where the current shell environment is limited or restricted. However, it's worth noting that this command could potentially be used in malicious ways, such as in the content of exploiting system vulnerabilities. But it's important to only use this command safely and responsibly. Next, we type the command sudo tag-l to check permission for the current user and to find a shell script that can be run as user tor. Then we type sudo tag-u tor/home/tor/hammer.sh to connect shell target. Then I will explain about the process seek, which is escalating privilege to get the root. Now, it asks for a secret key that we must enter any random name. For a secret message, we enter bash so that we can get the shell access of the user tor by using bash as the input. We use the sudo tag-l command to check sudo privilege for the current user and found that the user tor is allowed to run a few commands as a root. And then we start the service command as sudo and use it to initiate a bin bash session. And the trick worked. It start the bash shell. Now, we use ls command to see the contents of our current directory, and we enter the command cd root to move to the root folder that contains the flag. The flags name are proof.txt and root.txt. Then we enter cat proof.txt and we got the hammer, which is our flag in this challenge. So we have already completed this virtual machine and target, which is one of Hexsudo series. Also, we have gained root access to the target machine and read the flag file. The most interesting part was exploiting the shell scripts given at various levels in the target machine to solve this challenge. So I will pass to Ilkin for the conclusion.
Lastly, for the conclusion, in the course of our education, we encourage the target of evaluation known as a hard sudo tor. So following comprehensive communication process, we successfully capture the flag on this machine. So this achievement was made possible through the strategy of our use tool such as Metasploit and map and distribute. The full fatally our effort to locate the secure to the flag. So which is contain a file, the name is proof.txt. So during our investigation, we discover that the CGI bin directory of the website heavily by vulnerable. So this provide crucial in our effort to secure this system. So it release a script known as a shell log. So which is specially designed to penetrate and test the ultimately to the capture the flag. So this experience has underscored the importance of true and effective use for our penetration testing tool in cybersecurity investigation that our team has done. So they all from our team to problem this test 2 that have been present, and thank you very much.